Oh, a lot of people are on.
Hello.
We will start. We will start with an opening prayer. Please remain muted. We call the benevolent beings of light, archangels, and ascended masters to guide and inspire us during this forum. Our forum's vision is to bring the understanding, tools, discipline, and support for those seeking to enter the straight and narrow path, the road less traveled, that will lead us along effectively and steadily through the ascension process. Integration of the human experience with our divine origin is moving us full circle to achieve our divine potential. So be it. Amen. We thank you for answering the call from on high to attend the forum. Let us join our hearts and minds in preparation to receive the blessings offered. We ask you to please release your day from your mind and center yourself, breathing in deeply and release. Breathe in deeply and release. Take a deep breath in and release. Relax the tension in your body and your mind. Now bring your full attention to the forum. Be fully present in order to receive and fully retain the discourse gifts. Program manager, please start our Christ opener, quote, and videos.
Give yourself the love you seek, and the universe will send people who match it. And that was from Abraham. It is the truth. It is the truth. Thank you, John. Thank you, Lorraine. Okay, tonight's topic is embody stillness. That's the 0 point that I talk about with you. 0 point. You're not thinking, you're not stressing, you're not worrying, you're observing. In your life, if you would be still and just listen, watch, feel, you would know more than you've ever known before in your life. In those few moments you spend with someone, even a stranger, if you really are in that center point, that 0 point, that stillness, you're not thinking what you're going to say. You're not worried about your part. You're learning from the energy field and the words of others. And what do we learn? We learn about ourselves, because in that space, that 0 point, we are feeling. We're feeling what's going on inside us as we listen, as we observe. We start to hear ourselves judging or making comments. We worry about the funniest things come up in your mind. Oh, look at her hair. It looks like she has something in her hair. Instead of listening to her telling you her story with all her heart and soul, you're distracted by things that your ego would do to you. Because being a master is why we came. Now, what does that mean? Does it mean like you master the world? Does it mean that you rise above everybody else and you're all knowing and all of that? No, that's not what it is. You're mastering yourself. You're conquering the mind, the monkey in the mind. You're able to focus, absolutely focus on whatever it is that is in front of you. When you stop thinking, you start feeling. Your feeling world, that sentience, that knowing, starts to activate. And then you can read an energy field in 3.5 seconds. No matter what's being said to you, the truth will be given to you, what's really going on inside that person's fields. Yeah. You're not mind reading, you're feeling energy. And thoughts are energy, words are energy. Action causes energy. So, being a master, as this wonderful teacher was expressing to you, the whole point is to become still in such a beautiful place that no matter what's happening around you, it does not throw you out of that 0 point, that center, that beautiful place where you're at peace, where you really can hear and see and feel. You're not distracted by the noise. And then you start to know things differently. You start to read into the Akashic records of that person. As they start to tell their story, you can actually feel a whole story that isn't even being spoken. You know all this, and you've done it. And it's time now for you to remember that you can still do this. But what do you need to do to reach that? You need to start to be still and quiet. The test is not when nothing's going on and you're sitting in your garden or your beach chair on the beach. It's when you're put out into the world and experiencing the energy that's there. That's when you start to see where you're at in your energy. I've been facing 3D matters for this whole week without any let up at all. And I can tell you, I learned more about where I am in this past week than I have even considered, because there was people yelling and carrying on and screaming because they want to be heard, even though they have no idea that they are so off that it isn't even funny. But you just sit there calmly and send love. You say the Christ in me greets the Christ in you. You don't get caught up in the emotion of a person having a fit in front of you. Or you don't react because it's just going to feed the fire. So that stillness, that 0 point where you're just standing in the midst of chaos and you don't react, but you respond in love, no matter what you're facing or feeling. You sit there in your heart, that sacred chamber where the divinity of you is, and you just breathe and keep your mind on the healing and the love. And you recognize the hurt and the fear that you're witnessing in front of you. Now, if you're starting to react, you know you have some work to do. Nothing wrong, nothing to be upset about. It was a wonderful gift you got that day. And you just take care of business. And then the next time you're in some chaotic situation or chaos is all around you, see how you respond then or react. And soon you will see you're not the person you used to be. You are standing in the eye of the storm at all times because you create that space. You see? the peace that emanates out of you causes that space around you where nothing can penetrate it but love. It's so beautiful and holy, and I practice it every day. I have to. I have to. Because when you have a taste of this stillness, you feel when you're disturbed 10 times more than you used to. It hits you with such impact because you know what it's like not to feel that way. You know what it's like to be in peace. You see? So, what is mastery? It is coming to know yourself, concentrating on you instead of figuring out everybody else around you, because that's all the talk you ever hear, isn't it? Oh, yeah, you could tell this one is not feeling well. Oh, you could tell this one is having problems. Oh, look at her face. She is really. That's not your job. Your job is to love them silently and then look at yourself in the mirror. Check out how your face looks. See if you feel you look peaceful. See how you feel inside. Are you agitated? Are you calm? Do you feel love even though no love was around you that day? What are you going through? You know what you're going through. And at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, if you can bring yourself to release whatever it is disturbing your peace, you won't bring it into tomorrow. You will have mastered that moment. And it goes all the way back on the timelines throughout your whole Akashic record till it finds where you first doubted yourself, where you first got afraid, where you first witnessed yourself in a state of panic, and it will heal it. Each time you are able to master a part of yourself that you haven't been able to deal with and actually get someplace with, you feel like you failed, but you didn't. Just keep working at it. Discipline is one of the most important parts of your spirituality. Never giving up. For a long time, you'll say to yourself, oh, for God's sakes, I've been working so hard and I still have problems. Well, life will always challenge you. That's the job of the matrix. It will always challenge you to do better, to grow more, to learn how to manage yourself in this storm that's all around you. Every moment of every day you hear of some tragedy going on. And what do? Do you get angry and curse about all this stuff and it so makes you so angry? Or do you send love into the world and ask for peace and thank God for the light that he sends in and know that these people are not victims? Nobody is. Nobody's a victim. Everybody chose their path. Sometimes you wonder how someone could choose some of these paths that you are witnessing. But honestly, some people use life to go through all kinds of misery to pay off karma that they had never done before to that degree. I was with somebody and we were doing a regression that was very sick. And we were able to see that he was actually paying off karma because he had caused the same tragedy that he went through for several other lifetimes with other people. And so he chose to go through the agony of what he caused so that he could clear all that karma. It almost seemed impossible to believe, but the Akashic record doesn't lie. It's very clear. And it was amazing to both of us. And this person was crying their eyes out. Why? Because they actually felt relieved, because there was a purpose for the suffering. You see, everything that happens in your life is because of something. Something you created in the past that needed to be cleansed, something that you chose to do to pay off maybe karma um, from maybe your soul group. You help others. Very brave to do that. Some people actually take on, let's say you're from the Italian lineage in this lifetime, and you came in with the idea that you were going to cleanse some of the karma of that particular lineage. And you actually go through things that you're sacrificing yourself, so to speak, uh, as a person who is giving back to their family line in this lifetime. There is so much mystery to why we go through what we do, but there's always a reason. Nothing is happenstance. Energy is very precious and it isn't wasted in any universe. And the one we're living in is a very, let's say, challenging universe. And especially here on Earth, where we're being put to the task because nothing is being seen but myself. And you are seeing yourself everywhere in pain, in joy, having poverty or wealth. Everything is consciousness and it's yours. You're like the only person on the planet because all you see is in the mirror of the people around you. You're looking at yourself, and yet we're judging that it's them. But when we have the foresight to look at it and say, there I am, we start to think differently. We stop judging and we clean ourselves up so that we don't have to go through that experience again. I'm not just talking to you, I'm telling you your life story. This is what I have lived consciously, witnessing myself with my mouth running for years and years. It was always them. No, it wasn't. It was me. And when you can take responsibility for what happens in your life and not blame anybody or anything, you have taken such a quantum leap into the next level of your learning. And it gets easier even though the lessons get tougher because you're put to task to see if you can really hold it together when things are really crazy around you. And when you can, you keep graduating up the scale of frequency. And that is an ascended master. You keep ascending up to a higher frequency. It it isn't something that with some people you don't even see it. They don't talk spirituality. They seem to be rough around the edges. Nothing would ever make you think that you're dealing with someone who has probably mastered a lot of this in another lifetime, and they're here to support other people. Yeah, that's why we can't judge anyone, not by their appearance, but only by their behavior. Not what they say, it's what they do. A lot of people can give a great speech. Boy, they can say it like it needs to be said. It's so beautiful. They'd get an A plus 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 on their speech. But what happens when they're actually in action? That's when you know where they are. That's when you know who they are and who you're dealing with. I tell you, these are the days when the veil is so thin and the light is so powerful and everything inside you is changing every day of your life. This is the time to be consciously living. Enjoy your life. Laugh and play and have fun, but watch and listen. And when there is a situation in front of you that really needs your attention, don't close your eyes and walk away from it. Don't make believe that it isn't there, because you'll miss an opportunity to heal. You see? Life is a wonderful, wonderful experience, but it can be very painful when we don't understand why. Why do I have this happening to me? Why am I sick? Why is someone I love sick? Why is people passing away around me? Why? We ask the questions. Why? Why is this happening to me? And then you stop feeling like a victim and you start saying to God, thank you for my life so I can learn, so that I can understand, so that I can love, so I can have compassion, so I can understand people's suffering, so that I can help someone struggling like I used to do because I didn't know my way. When you see people scared or a child crying, what do? Do you feel it and immediately respond with love? Even with an animal, you see an animal, nobody has a leash on it, nobody has a collar on it, it's skinny as can be, and you wonder, is anybody taking care of him? Did he run away? Did someone drop him off in the street? My daughter adopted a cat. It was just out in the street in the rain, and she took care of it all its life. If you can't do that, perhaps you could bring it someplace to get help. There's all kinds of rescue centers everywhere. We are here to be the light in the world, but if we're struggling to find the light in ourselves, it makes it very difficult for us to give because we're worn out. We're weary. We feel like a victim. Once you decide that you're not, and that you can change your life by changing your beliefs, by understanding who you really are, this incredible, powerful master that came into a body completely forgetting who you are, with a mission, many missions sometimes. Some of it's worldwide, some of it's just with one family, some of it's with one person. But whatever your mission is and your contracts are, those are the ones that you must pay, clean, and complete. Yeah, that's our task here. But we are so distracted by 3D life, you see, that we really, a lot of people do not give the time that is deserving to this practice. Like he said, consistent practice, concentrating on what you need to, looking at yourself, listening to what you say and do. What's your motive behind it? It might have sounded good. Were you really sincere? And these are the questions you ask yourself. And as you ask, so shall you receive. Because when you ask yourself a question, your higher self will inspire you with an answer. And you'll see yourself in blatant color. It is frightening sometimes. You say, but I really thought that was the right thing to say, but was I sincere? You see? And you learn to be so because you're not helping anybody when you're not. If you give a gift and you're stressing about it because you felt you had to, because it was the right thing to do, it it gave nothing to anyone because it wasn't given in love. My daughter brought flowers and they were beautiful. And they lasted for weeks and weeks. And I kept taking pictures as I moved them around as some of them passed and so on, so forth. And she said, Mom, I can't believe they lasted so long. And I said, it's simple. You gave them in love, and I took care of them in love. You see, love is everything. Plants respond, people respond, animals respond. I feel sorry for insects because we don't exactly they don't like the response we have with them. But yeah, it's just part of life, isn't it? But let me tell you, you're going to start to have a smile from ear to ear because as you get to know yourself and see how you overcame the limitations that you felt you had, and you changed your mind about it and started working on the opposite to bring yourself back up, I can tell you right now, that is loving yourself. And as you love yourself, that love radiates out of you like the most magnificent light you have ever witnessed in your life. You don't see it, and most people don't see the aura, but boy, can they feel it. Some of them get a little nervous around some people that are bright lights because it starts banging on their energy that isn't so bright. And they feel agitated and they blame you for it while you're innocently there and you didn't do anything. It's just the light emanating from you. And then every once in a while, you come across somebody that they just, you feel their love radiating out of them. It is so beautiful that you can't even take a breath. It's so stunning. And you say to yourself, wow, who is that? That was unbelievable, the experience I just had with that person. And you don't even know them. You don't even know if they're real or an angel. You just know that you just had an experience that is unexplainable. All right. So, you great masters, what we're going to ask you in the question and answer period is share with us about these wonderful upgrades that you've been taking. Each one of you, just from the colors in your fields, I can tell it's happening. And it should be something so striking to you that you'll want to share it with the rest of us. Show us. Show us what you did and what you experienced and what you learned about yourself. These are the kind of questions we'd like to answer or stories that we'd like to hear. You see? Some people honestly are unaware of how much they've grown because they just continue on and do what they do. This is a time, honestly, for all of us to shine. Shine. There's nothing else but to be the light that you came to be. And people that you have contracts with are waiting to feel that love. Love like they don't see out in the world, that they don't experience on a regular basis, that they truly thrive from that love that you are. So I'm going to close now because I want to save some stuff that I'm tempted to talk about now, but I want to wait till later when I do the summary. For those that are watching this on YouTube, I invite you ourdivineorigin.com. We have a website and we have a YouTube. You can watch this video and listen to the discourse and hear two parts of one segment. But if you join us, you can hear it all because we have 3 segments that you don't get to hear all of it. So we welcome you. And if you want to watch the video that we watch, if you want to hear the song, you're able to find that where the title is. It says more. You hit more. There's information. Then you hit more, and that's where it's going to be listed. Okay. So God bless you, and let's move into the next segment. Thank you very much for listening, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Barbara, for your beautiful, inspiring discourse. Program manager, please play the song.
This beautiful song, it's very meaningful. Can you let go and move on and forgive yourself for your past? That's what that song's about. That's the only way. Make room for the new you by letting go of the old you. That one that was learning, tripped, fell, but now standing tall. God bless you. Thank you for listening. Thank you. Embody stillness. It's a journey. And from our conversations here in segment 2, you realize the journey is a long one. It really is. And when you can establish that stillness in your life, in this center of all of the pain and suffering going on around you, that is mastery. You work yourself to a place where you want to be, not where you feel you have to be. And Lorraine's story was really showing you she's come to the point where she wants the peace that passes understanding. And if everybody around her doesn't want that, then so be it for them. But she's choosing to be in that peace. And that's what we all have to do. In this world, it isn't peaceful, it isn't kind, it can be an awful, painful journey. However, as you work on yourself, you create, like we said before, an area around you of love. But that's a choice that you make. You want to keep suffering and being part of the drama, and then do it. If that is that what you want? And if you don't want it anymore, you have to do something about it because you're creating your world around you. And the reflection changes constantly according to what you believe, what you desire, and what you make for yourself. When you let go of the victim, when you let go of guilt and doubt and shame, then you're getting somewhere. Then you can breathe. Then you can smile and it's real. It's not make believe anymore. It's not the mask that you put on so nobody knows how you're suffering, you see? But it takes a lot of courage to be you. No matter what anybody else wants of you, no matter what anybody else thinks of you, if you love yourself and know that you have chosen the path of compassion and love, that's it. That's who you are. And you hold true to that no matter what anybody says. And you can look in the mirror and say, there I am and I love you. I love you because you're good and you're kind and you're gentle and you care. You care. And that's what counts. And once you love yourself, nobody can take that away from you. Nobody can steal your joy, your comfort, your love. Nobody. You stand alone sometimes, and it's painful and lonely. But let me tell you, you made the right choice. Because if you stay with the people that beat you day and night, you will be beaten. You have enough material from a lifetime of people around you and their behavior and so on and so forth, that you have the material you need to clean yourself out. No more blaming. Stand tall. But it's a practice that has to be done on a regular basis. Be aware, alert, and just keep working on yourself. Never say, well, this is who I am and that's all I can do. That's not the truth. That's a surrender of your life. You want to surrender to God. You want to surrender to that part of you that's divine and let that take over and move you in the direction that you want to go. It's your choice. You can go in any direction you want, but you have to decide, what do I want? What do I want? Do I want pain? Do I want to struggle? Or do I want a life that is joyful, that is pleasing? For me, it's service. That is a great joy for me. I was getting a compliment from somebody today because of my tenacity when it comes to standing firm on truth. And he said, I don't know how you do it. You have such courage. And I said, I have courage because I believe in myself and what my heart tells me is right. You see? So you know, you learn, if you don't know, what makes your heart sing? What makes you feel like getting up in the morning? And that's what you strive for. And you keep asking the right questions to your higher self. What is it that I need to know? When you're struggling, ask and you shall receive. What you'll receive is inspiration. You don't know that you are. You think you're talking to yourself and you hear your own voice, but that's not what's happening. You're getting inspired to know what to do, what to look at, how to fix it. Everything comes to you. All you got to do is ask the right questions. Your higher self wants you to become him or her. That's your journey. That's your graduation. So believe me, your higher self is going to help you get there as fast as you can. You see, so that you can merge into this divine being that you already are. You just need to get back there. We fell for this 3D fun game, but we did have work to do, and it was very important that we came. And your timing was perfect. I wish I was 20 years younger. I have so much more to do, but I'm still standing. And the joy of doing what I do is what keeps me going. And I hope you find that in your life. Whatever is paining you, whatever is making you sad, please release it. Release it. And find joy. Find the joy every day. And when you can make changes, you will. But first, you got to do it inside you. Everything happens so that you can go beyond where we were before. If you're a worrywart and you constantly worried and worried and worried, you started to realize it's wearing you down because worry doesn't fix anything, but love does. So you just keep loving who it is you were before worrying about, and you'll see that there'll be great changes because they will receive that light, and you will receive the peace that you gave yourself from not worrying. You see? I was a worrywart. Woo, God, I worried about everything because I took on the responsibility of everybody's life. What did I know? And then I realized, you know what? They have got to go through it. Otherwise, they'll have to go through it again because I fixed it. And then you learn to back off and let people, like a little child, they learn to get back up. You brush them off. You give them a kiss and hug them and tell them, you're okay. Go forward. Go get that ball. You can do it. Yeah. And God is looking at us with the same compassion and love, saying, come on, you can do it. You can get beyond this pain and suffering. You can get beyond the doubt. You can get beyond the everything that you thought you were stuck in. You're not stuck in anything. You just have to make the decision. I'm no longer going to live like this, and do what you need to do to change. Okay? So on that note, I'm going to close because it's running quite late and I apologize. But with great joy, I shared tonight with you and you shared it with me. Please embody stillness and bring that into your life. And you're going to start to see how your world is going to change. Okay? God bless you. God love you. And continue to love yourself. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Barbara. Okay, program manager, please begin recording. Oh, wait. Oh, well,
We
here
are
we go.
recording.
Okay, that was just wonderful. The way that I just can't stop thinking about what you said. It's just really just so inspiring. Oh, wow. We are deeply thankful for this forum. We thank those in attendance for your attention, for your wonderful questions, future topic suggestions, and stories that touched our hearts and opened our minds to new possibilities. Our collective energy has filled this forum with light and love for each other. We are so grateful that each of us brings guides and angelic beings to the forum, raising the frequency ever higher. We are grateful for the assistance, inspiration, and guidance from the benevolent beings overseeing the forum. Know we are all deeply loved and richly blessed. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, so before segment 3 begins,